Hello everyone. This is our final video presentation of our IEEE CS internship project. Team members are Ankita, myself Hita, and Gagan. And our team mentor is Dr. Venugopal N. Our project is on the image segmentation on a Martian terrain dataset using a transformer model.
So here is the week 1 progress report. At first, we studied and analyzed around 10 research papers and case study journals or articles related to the topic mass rover image classification. And also we had obtained, from this we had obtained three major datasets that are Curiosity rover dataset containing 6,691 raw images and Opportunity plus Spirit rover dataset with 350K raw images. Also, AI4 mass dataset with 35K raw images that are labeled to crowdsourcing. So, after analyzing these datasets, going through them properly, we finalized taking AI4 mass dataset as the final one for the next process in the next steps in the project. And along with this, there are many other methods such as SVMs, fuzzy feature selection, RNN, UNet, vision transformers, deep dilated networks. Even these topics were also studied as suggested by the seniors or professors. Next will be week 2 report. So we came to know that their dataset was unlabeled, hence it belongs to an unsupervised learning. As a result, we tried to attempt in using clustering methods to see what these raw images could give as an output or for the better understanding of these images. And we implemented k-means clustering around 100 randomly sampled images with different k values such as 3, 5, 10, 41, and 100 in order to observe the difference in these image texture for different values of k. And with this our output of k-means clustering, we implemented contour detection and convex sum methods to identify different textures of the surface. Next, we manually try to analyze the final output images with corresponding raw images that how output has given whether they are matching or not. And we came to know that around 49 of these 100 images were accurate enough in identifying the particles. So this is k-means is an unsupervised learning algorithm that used for unlabeled datasets to divide into different clusters. And convexer, if we give a n set of points in a plane, it would form a smallest convex polygon with containing all the points of that same class. You could see in the diagram. And here, the output of the k-means and contour detection convexer is given. The leftmost is the raw image, and the middle image is the k-means output for 100K value, and the rightmost is the outcome of the k-means with contour detection plus convexer. So we realized when implementing clustering that most of the images were containing rover part um, that was causing difficulty in clustering or accurately segment the objects. So we realized we have to perform data cleaning, normalizing the images, also brightening them before feeding into the model so that these objects and terrain they are accurately detected and giving the proper results. We explored for resources on image data cleaning, but we couldn't find any useful resource. So next, week 3 progress. As I said, the dataset were containing rover and other unwanted overexposed part also. It was necessary to remove those images and clean the dataset. So we opted for two methods to clean the data. The one is object detection, with where the rover or skypod were with most of the image containing most of the rover part will be taken off from the dataset. and the masking where rover or skyport or other components in them will be masked. So in object detection, we read around four research papers that focused upon labeling these images, also the working and information about the airflow mass dataset, along with detection of the robots. We took around 100 images to manually label them using online labeling tool called MakeSense.ai, and along with the generation of annotation files for these label images in XML and CSV form. We had used the Detector Python package for the implementation of the model. And when we ran, we went through many configuration errors, fixed them, and finally we could get the output. So here the main logic was to discard the images with the area of bonding more than one-fourth of the size of the image with rover. So overall loss was 10% in 20 epochs. And after the implementation of this model, the object detection images, it was reduced to 10,000. The left, here is the output of the object detection model. The left image, which doesn't contain the rover part, hence it has been retained as such. And in the right image, the rover part has been detected.
This is the report for week 4. So the original dataset contained another folder which contained the masked images of the corresponding raw images. So we used a simple Python CV function to implement masking by merging the masked image onto the raw image, and this resulted in the rover parts and the horizon and sky to be blacked out. Next. So the data cleaning process was challenging for us because we had to deal with around 18,000 images and we didn't have the computational resource to process that many images at once. This is why we divided our dataset in 4 batches with 4.5 thousand images in each batch, and we ran through object detection, masking, resizing, and labeling for each of these batches. Finally, we merged or combined all the batches to form the final dataset. Next. So these were the steps involved in pre-processing. First, we took the raw image and its corresponding masked image in the original dataset and used a masking function such that the rover, as you can see, and the horizon is blacked out. After this, we resized the images to 512 cross 512, and after this, we labeled. This is a different image for labeling. A purple sign shows that that is rock, red is for sand, and yellow denotes soil. This was manually labeled. Next. This is a report for week 5. So we try to implement multi-label image classification by implementing a sequential CNN with a ReLU activation base to classify each label in a binary cross entropy function. So every image can can belong to one class or it cannot belong to that class. So we labeled in such a way that one denotes whether that category was present in the image or not. Next. Yeah, these are the results of our model. These are the graphs for training and validation loss and training and validation accuracy for 25 epochs. We observed a validation accuracy of 13.33%, and this is one of the testing images. The output shows how accurately the model thinks that that category is present in the test image. Next.
This is the report for week 6. Following a week of intensive research, we realized that the CNN model which we worked in the previous week wasn't fitting properly for the problem statement which we have as of now. Thereby, we decided to drop it and try out with something which was more related to our problem statement, and that's where we came across the multi-label image segmentation uh, implementation methods. And we, after researching a lot on this, we found out that there is a transformer-based model called as segformer. Basically, Segformer is a powerful semantic segmentation framework which comprises of hierarchically structured transformer encoder and multi-layer perceptron decoders. This is pre-trained on ImageNet 1K. We have deployed multiple series of the Segformer which has multiple variants known as B0, B1 and B2, and these are the three variants that we have implemented in this study. This model needed a corresponding label file which represented each pixel value with regard to multiple labels, which are sand, soil, and rock in this case. From the total data set, total final created data set, nearly 10% of the images were considered, which came out to be around 932 images. And all of these images were manually labeled using a browser based tool known as segments.ai. And before the labeling procedure was carried out, a few pre processing steps, including resizing, normalizing, and were performed, and after this feature extraction was conducted so that the features were uh, used by the model for the implementation. Each variant of the model actually differs in the parameters, hidden sizes, depths of the transformer encoder backbone that is introduced in the segformer. This is the report for week 7. Uh, we divided our final dataset, which comprised of 932 images, in the ratio of 80:20 for training and validation purpose, respectively. The training set consisted of 746 images, and the testing set consisted of 186 images. Using the PyTorch framework, we implemented all B0, B1, and B2 versions of the segformer, which were fine-tuned on the EDE 20K image dataset. With a batch size of 8 and learning rate of 0.0006, we train our network over 15 epochs covering 1400 steps. The results were carefully analyzed, and these are the graphs for the segformer B0. The left graph is the training and the validation loss graph, and the right side is the training and the mean accuracy graph. Uh, these are the graphs for the segformer B1 and B2 models. These are the final results that were computed and tabulated. We realized that the segformer B2 version of the model outperforms the B0 and B1, which was kind of expected because the B2 is comparatively a more complex model than B0, which is a lightweight model. And the B2 model was able to achieve an overall accuracy of 90.86% with a mean IOU of 83.55%. We have also tabulated the per class result of segformer B2 model for sand, soil, and rock, which are displayed in table 2 here. These were the final segmented outputs. The left image comprised of the raw image, which was the original image present in the AI4 mass dataset, and the right side is the prediction that the model uh, gives us the output, where you can see that the purple colored areas are the rock, the orange colored areas are the sand, and the yellow colored area the soil. This is the weekly report for week 8. After implementing all the three models, we realized that a comparison was required for all the three models because there was similar, and this would have given a much more understanding about all the three models. Thereby, the overall accuracy of all the three models as well as the mean IOU were plotted, and we observed that the B2 version of the model marginally outperforms in both the overall accuracy as well as the mean IOU. And this is the graph for uh, both overall accuracy as well as the mean IOU. We After this, we are planning on to summarize all our results and restructure our entire project into a research paper and apply for a conference in the upcoming days. So that is our project, which has been done so far in all the 8 weeks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.